Yeah.
and they didn't show. Uh,
You okay there, Eddie?
Game on, motherfuckers. We're back with another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me is Kathy, Stream Master.
Yeah, not tonight. Fuck my computer. Fuck Streamlabs. Fuck everything right now. But I'm sorry. We're recording. We're actually doing this. Hi. I gotta go with the sweet persona. I don't want everybody to know what I really am like.
This tirade brought to you by Chuck Norris's Action Pants. Oh, fuck. Also with us is Josh the LeGrew.
Hello.
And back from the beyond of retail dead is Eddie.
Yay. Hi, Eddie.
hello, everybody. I am back.
Eddie's the new Adrian. He's not dead.
Hold on, I leave Yoshi X.
Oh man, we're starting off strong tonight. Yay.
Oh, fuck me running. So before we get into it and go any further, you can, as always, find us at our home at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. You can, of course, also find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify. You can also check out the sweet YouTube channel and the Twitch channel where there's stuff starting to happen again. And you can, we highly recommend that you like that Facebook page and follow us under Twitters. So yeah, that being said, let's get into, speaking of the YouTube channel, in theory, at least in the next couple months, there should finally be some more bigger items worthwhile coming in that we should have some new unboxings coming. I honestly, even though I just ordered it like a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't be surprised if my Hollow Knight from Fangamer shows up before Celeste does from Limited Run Games.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's probably a thing. But, so, yeah, there's that. So something to keep an eye out for. So, subscribe to the YouTube channel and then beat that notification button like it fucking owes you money. Oh, fuck. So let's get straight to it with oh my god, video games. Eddie, what the fuck have you been playing since I haven't talked to you in for goddamn ever?
So I've been playing Harvest Moon on Switch, getting through that, and still playing Hook. It's this puzzle game where you gotta try to unlock these lines, so that you can get these hooks through. And like a line is connected to them, and it's really good. I'm like on level 45. It's like it might still be on sale. It was only $1.99. Really cool. It's kind of in my Game of the Year nomination, in a weird way, cause like it's very just addictive, and it really makes you think. And it's such a simple puzzle game that I'm definitely enjoying. For PlayStation 4. Started playing Final Fantasy VII. I owned it there for a while, and since the game just came out on Switch, which I'll be getting later, I just decided to like replay it a little bit on PlayStation, because I'm about to start jumping into Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on PlayStation, and then I'm gonna jump into Infamous Second Son, because I need to finish that game. Putting some time in the Division 2 on Xbox. I'm at level 15, so I'm like halfway through the game with the story. It's the same more Division, and I think a lot of people kind of are like, okay, it's cool, it's more Division, but I'll play it whenever I feel like it. Like, I know a lot of people were hype about it, but now like after people started playing it for maybe a week and a half, the hype has died down. And they're just like, oh, okay, I get what it is. And people are trying to move on to other games. Like I said, I did finish Devil May Cry and Anthem for Xbox. But Metal Gear Revenge is Metal Gear Rising just downloaded. I just got that for Games with Gold, so I'm going to be playing that a little bit. I have it on PS3, but I didn't get far into that game. That was a game developed by Platinum Games and published by Konami. It's a really cool game. It's still that wacky action stylized game, but can't wait to play a little bit more about that. But that's what I've been playing, and then be picking up Yoshi's Crafted World this Friday, or by the time you guys hear it, I'll have that game. So next episode I'll talk more about that. But I'm definitely cannot wait for that game. I didn't pick up Sekiro. I'm getting that next month along with Iconoclast because I got that from New Run Games. Waiting for that to come in.
Does that hit? Does that actually hit next month?
Yeah. They ship it out next month.
Oh fuck! Well, in that case, next month we'll have something for unboxing because I got that coming too. The collector's edition.
I just got the standard edition for Switch. I didn't know they did a collector's edition. I think
it was so. Like it wasn't like their huge big box kind of thing. Like they did with Celeste or Thumper. It was kind of like mid tier. But they also didn't charge like the full like $80 big box price for it. I think it was like $55. So a little bit different. It was the big hook for it was that it was made to look like a Super Nintendo game, like the Super Nintendo styled box and everything.
Yes.
So I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I almost didn't pull the trigger on it, but they actually the fact they didn't go with the all-out $80 price tag is what ended up swaying me on that one, actually.
And I did get Blasted Master Zero 2, but I just haven't started yet. I think I talked about that, but I just haven't started that game yet. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm picking up and stuff that I'm playing at the moment. So
okay. Kathy, what have you been playing?
Fortnite, Apex, Dead Cells, Tetris 99, Dust, Firewatch, Yoku, and I started a new round of Skyrim.
All right, so
then I did download my free copy of Morrowind because I've never played it, and I also downloaded Final Fantasy VII because I also have never played that. So,
is Morrowind Elder Scrolls 3?
3.
I think
3.
Yeah, and in Celebration they had it.
They gave it away free.
Yeah, and actually they extended it till March 31st. So
yeah, because there was some issues with some people getting download codes and they weren't working.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I have that one on the original Xbox.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
But I never had an Xbox, never had a PlayStation, so I never got to play it. And I know it's going to be a piece of crap, compared to Skyrim, but it's still
actually a good game.
It's a good game. So it's going to be a little different play style than I'm used to, but I'm looking forward to exploring that part of the world.
Yeah.
So that's about it, though. I mean, it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't change week from week much with me.
All right, so I'm curious here, because I know that
you're always curious, and that scares me.
No, the real curious one here is Eddie. He's curious about a few things, but that we're not going there. This is only R-rated. We haven't gotten into NC-17.
Oh Lord.
That's the after show, right?
Right.
No, that's when I actually would get there.
We charge like $4.99 for 10 minutes for the live stream of Eddie's visit. It's going to be real disappointing for anybody that pays into that, because really they're just going to see us pigging out on fucking food all weekend.
Pretty much.
But that is fun.
Oh, it is. Yeah, Kathy got to beat you to the sushi place we're hitting up this weekend.
Oh, you're going to love it. It was so good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes. But you get to hit up a lot of other places that Larry was talking about that I'm jealous. So,
but see, Larry knows the spots that King Gyros,
Heroes.
I was gonna say Heroes.
Hero.
Evil Check.
Evil Check's a given. Yeah,
This all
there's
sounds great. I love eating. Anyhow, we're getting off topic. Go
Yeah.
we're
back.
totally
Sorry.
hitting up the Italian street food place too, but that's neither
Yeah,
here nor there.
Shut up about food, you guys. Back to video games.
No, I know we meant to be hitting every time I come there. We keep trying to we talk about the place, but we don't hit it up. So
Right, that means there's always the next place, or there's always the place for the next visit.
right.
But in any case, so Kathy, I know you actually enjoy some of the genre. Not quite on part of what I do, but I know you get into it more than most. I want to hear your thoughts on Yoku.
Oh, it's a frustrating game for me because I hate the fact that sometimes I can't get my fucking ball to go where I want it to in the pinball area. But it's a cute game, and it definitely is one that, again, if you like with those of us who are now adulting, with all of us, we can't really sit down and play 4 or 5 hours of games. This is one that you could sit down and play for a good hour and a half and get somewhere. You feel like you've made progress.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just, I think it's a really cute take on the whole, not really platforming, but exploring a world and the action with the pinball. And I like how they incorporated the pinball mechanic into the game. So I didn't get very far. I got through the slug area where I got the slug vacuum or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And then I was tired. I had to go to sleep. But it's fun. It's a cute little game. I mean, it's not like, oh my god, but it's definitely worth the price. And
when
it's
you
fun.
realize how it interconnects and back and forth the way it does, you're going to realize that Yoku's Island Express is literally Metroid pinball.
Yeah,
but
they call it Pintroid.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
It's, don't get me wrong, I will forever have love for Metroid Prime Pinball, but this is what I kind of always dreamed that a Metroid pinball game would be.
It's definitely, it's nice to have that interaction. You're trying to find, figuring out the puzzles. It took me a while to figure out what I was supposed to do with the slugs, how they were supposed to work. And once I figured it out, of course, all that it was aiming the pinball. God damn that! I'm telling you.
Kathy has issues with handling the balls.
And I think that's why
for me, my husband.
I think, and that's why for me, I've been wanting Devil Crush to come to Switch. There's just been a love of pinball coming back, and I think Switch is kind of the best place to play that. But you can play pinball on Xbox, PC, or PS4. But I think it just fits for Switch because of the screen.
You could turn the screen and.
I was going to say two things on that. One, yes, especially with the flip grip that you're bringing this weekend.
Yes.
That vertical orientation is great for regular straight up pinball tables. But on top of that, the other pinball game that I really want to see, hit the Switch, and I don't know that it ever will, but it still fucking should. And Eddie, you've played it. I made you play it because it's LSD fueled pinball. Is Flipnik, because Flipnik is an awesome pinball game that was originally released and designed for the PSP that had that horizontal widescreen orientation.
Yeah,
and it fit. Oh, it was so pretty too. Oh,
I think it's just whoever owns the license, or whatever.
It's either Capcom or Konami. Actually, it's not even a Sony game. It literally just only ever came out on PSP and PS2.
Too. I think Capcom should look into that. If Capcom owns it, they should look into that for putting it on Switch. Probably upgrade it a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, definitely clean the shit out of that.
Yeah, and I feel like release it for $19.99. Make it an eShop title. If
it was Capcom.
Yeah, if Limited Run or some other company want to do a physical. I would say a fair gamer want to get in touch with Capcom and do a physical. Do that. I would just say just put on eShop for $19.99. I think a lot of people will buy it.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be all over that shit. So that's what I really want on Switch. But like you said, there's a bunch of other pinball stuff that I would love to see on Switch too, especially with the flip grip. I know it's not stock standard, but have the option to spin it, and that'd be awesome. So, or somebody would be real fucking clever if they actually released an awesome pinball machine table collection, and it came with a little mini stand that kind of looked like a pinball table, like a little mini one that you'd set on a desk kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And you'd slide your Switch into it vertically, and you could totally mount the Joy-Cons on the side so you could hold them, and the triggers would be right in the right spots for flipper buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would totally spend $100 on that collector's edition right now.
That's called Nintendo Labo.
Yeah, make that happen, Labo. Come on, I'll pay
Seriously.
for that shit. So, no, that's a brilliant fucking use of Labo. But if Williams wanted to come out with an epic, nice painted hard plastic, pinball table holder thing, I'd be on board with that shit. That shit would be awesome on my fucking desk down here. So, hell, that shit would probably actually reside on my desk at work in my office. So, because that'd be baller, and I'd have an excuse to actually play my Switch for like 20 minutes at a clip at work. So, I swear to Christ, by the way, side note, every time I keep thinking, you know what, I'm just going to leave my Switch home today and not take it to work, I always fucking regret it because I'm dead as shit. The handful of times I'm like, you know what, fuck it. It's been dead all week. I'm taking my Switch. I'm going to get to play something today. Nope. Fucking slammed.
That happens to me every time, too. I don't know what the hell that is.
Horse shit. So, but yeah. Anyway, so that's a thing that needs to happen. We need to look at... You know what? I need to find somebody that can that does 3D printing shit and have them make me something like that. That would be awesome. Oh, that'd be baller. That'd be pinballer. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, we totally need to pitch this idea to a couple companies. That's what we need to do. We need to talk to Capcom. We need to get Capcom on board with a Flipnik sequel. That's only sold with this accessory in a nice collector's pack, and the whole thing is designed for vertical orientation only. And it's played in the pinball machine holder. Oh, I would be all over that. I actually used to have a full size arcade pinball machine at home when I was a child.
Really? Cool.
Seriously, legit. So. It was handed down to me from my cousin. It was cool as hell. So, but anyways, that's the thing. Fuck, Kathy, there was something else that you said you played that I wanted to ask you about too. Rattle me off that list real quick again. It's going to hit me as soon as you say it.
What? Oh, you still want to talk to me? Oh, okay.
Yes. Sorry, I had a tangent and I got really excited about an idea. Oh, I'm fucking excited about this idea. I need to figure out how to make this happen. If anybody knows how to make this happen, fucking email me.
I
Send me a message on Twitter.
I forgot we were talking about what games I was playing because, you got off on your tangent there.
Yeah, but it started from Yoku because Yoku's an awesome pinball game, and I love Yoku.
Anyhow, Fortnite, Apex, Dead Cells, Tetris 99.
Dead Cells was the other one. I knew there was one, and as soon as you said it, I knew it would hit me. So, talk to me. Dead Cells. How much love?
It's all right.
I literally learned last night because I beat Hand of the King a few weeks back finally, and I got the homunculus rune.
Homunculus, yep.
Yeah. I literally learned last night something the homunculus rune can do that I did not realize. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm going back and playing with this now. This totally full-on game changer.
No, it's fun. I actually have 2 files going. One that I will stream on our Twitch channel, and then one I'm doing on mine. And on mine, I played for a while last night, and I played for like almost 45 minutes straight. I got through the first boss. Can't think of his name.
Oh, the concierge.
Concierge.
Yep.
I made it to the clock room with the timekeeper. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one I was not ready for. That one I totally got my ass handed to me quicker than I could say, what just happened? But I was actually surprised at how far I made it, so, in that one. But, yeah, Yeah.
Hit me up.
No, it's fun. I like those type of games, and I have my preferred combo with weapons, and there's ones that I'm like never take, and they
Yeah.
are fucking pieces of shit. But no, I enjoyed it. I like those type of platformer games like Dead Cells, Hollow Knight, the Metroidvanias. Those are my favorites to play.
Hit me up later. I've got a tip for you for the timekeeper.
Okay.
It should help.
I'm mad because I traded out. I had my freeze spell. And I got rid of it for something else because I thought it would be better because it was stronger, and it was right before that room. And if I had just held on to it, I think I could have at least made it more of a fight than it was. But
this is going to disgust you. I've gotten to the point. I've perfected it down to the point I can whip through the timekeeper in about less than 60 seconds.
Hey, considering it was my first time, I think I made it at least a good minute
Oh,
and
yeah.
a half. So I was pretty proud of myself.
You should be.
And
That's
I think
absolutely
that was only my fourth time running through the maze.
Mhm.
So by the time I got to him, so yeah, I was pretty proud of myself, you know.
Can we talk about too how righteous the fucking music is in the clock
I like-
tower? Oh,
See, I didn't even make it to the clock tower though that time.
No,
I just found the clock
you
room.
got to the timekeeper. You have to have gone through the clock tower.
Nope, I did not go through the clock tower.
How
I was
the fuck
through.
did you get to the timekeeper without
I
the
don't
clock?
know how I found it. Where was I? I was in the toxic sewers. I made it through the concierge. Went through the town, and I forget where did I go next? I don't remember where I went next. Oh, it was the
Clock tower?
the sepulcher. The sepulcher.
Oh, the Forgotten Sepulcher?
Yeah, I went there after the town,
Oh.
and that's where I found the clock room. Was through the sepulcher.
Oh, fuck the Sepulcher. Ugh.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, I hated that with that
that.
fucking, the darkness fucking kills you shit.
Oh,
Ugh.
I didn't have any problems with that.
Oh, that shit fucking drives me up a wall.
I knew what I was doing. Oh, I just threw lights down as soon as I could. I knew what I was doing.
I fucking skip the Sepulcher every time. That's just one of the ones I just.
Oh, it was
play.
fun. You'll have to go back and watch my gameplay of it. I actually had a blast with it. So
I may act now that I've whipped through Hand of the King once. I may actually go back and use the Pimp My Run to play into some of the biomes that I don't normally, because I can refine it down to my preferreds and know that I'll be better equipped for the stuff that I like going into those. That might be a way to do it, actually, to actually explore some more of the biomes. Side note, by the way, just dropped today, and I will leave a link to it in the show notes, and I'll send it to you guys too so you can see, because it's fucking cool. You remember the animated little cinematic trailer thing they did for Dead Cells when it first came out? They did a new one for Rise of the King, and it's awesome. Or Rise of the Giant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so awesome. He uses like a fucking pickaxe as a torch. Ah, like, you badass. Yeah.
So.
But yeah. No, I'm glad you're digging it. Oh my god, I've gotten so much life out of that game. It is disgusting.
And I do like, for a silent protagonist, he definitely is very animated, and have liked some of his hand gestures.
Oh, he's got so much personality. Isn't it adorable?
I wouldn't call it adorable, but yes.
I know, it fucking cracks me up to no end.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of slimes, even if they got a humanoid body, but
Oh, I love in the toxic sewers when the prisoner's like, give me my rune.
He's like, fuck you. That's the one I was talking about. It kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh shit.
Right? It's so great. That's one of the best reasons to go through the toxic sewers again, is to see if you can get him to do that. But no, and that's another thing too, is like, don't get me wrong. I know it's throwback to, 16-bit era days, but man, just the gorgeous detail in the animation, in that pixel art animation, where you can actually see that fine detail of him fucking flipping the bird, that you would never be able to see that nicely on a Super Nintendo or a Genesis.
Or you would have no clue what is going on.
Right, it's just a little blob.
But, well, it really shows what could have been, or where we've come with the gaming. And the fact that they can take that type of style and still make it relevant to today.
Yeah.
It went in this day and age where everybody wants more realism. It's pretty frickin' sweet, especially for those of us who are older gamers.
Oh, it's just carrying on the legacy of Sega there, into the Saturn and the Dreamcast, where they were still leaning into some awesome 2D side scroll stuff rather than diving headlong into 3D just because they could. This is taking old school to its maximum potential.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I fucking adore that fact. Oh, it makes me so happy. That and the likes of like Octopath Traveler with 2D HD. Oh, more of that, please. So, which more of that is happening because mobile game, but that's later. Anyways, Josh, what on God's green earth have you been fucking playing?
I haven't been playing too much.
Make me happy.
Yeah, I haven't been playing too much. I was kind of sick last week and beginning of this week. So I did go to an arcade. I went to a movie and there was an arcade there. So I went over after the movie, I went over across the mall to the arcade and I played like 20 games that they have. They have like New Space Invaders where you sit down and you can fire the little guns and stuff. It was really cool. Stuff like that, like
Right.
reimaginings of old games that are kind of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of pinball machines that they had. They had like 30
Nice.
or 40 pinball machines. It's nice, actually, yeah. And then I didn't realize, but after I got out of there, across a hall, across the mall again, there was the store you could buy everything, and they had all the arcades and the games and everything that you could actually buy what you just played.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the prices on them, like $6,000 for a pinball machine. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of those big arcade games, I mean, like 25,000. You could rent them for $2.99 a month in your home. It'd be kind of interesting, like if you're having like a party or something, just get a couple and just kind of all out, kind of baller for a month,
Mm-hmm.
And I did play a little bit more Hollow Knight. I picked up my 3DS, turned it on, and then turned it off. And yeah, because that's what happened was I picked it up, turned it on. My wife said something to me, and I closed it. And then I don't know what happened after that. It's sitting on the counter. Probably battery's dead on it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I just never got back to it because, like I said, I wasn't feeling that well. That's pretty much it. I haven't really been I did something else too, but I'm not really sure what it is. Oh yeah, I started the Division 2. I actually really like that, but I only played for like an hour so far. The only gripe I have with it right now is you start off as kind of it's not really a spoiler because it's the first thing, but you start off like your home base is the White House. I thought totally that's where you were going to end up. So everything else is kind of like, you're already at the best place. At least that's the way I think of it. Yeah. It's a good game, though. I really like it. The UI is terrible in a lot of places, especially for like turning things on and off, like or looking weapon stats and stuff. I just didn't like it as much. I know a buddy of mine says select it on grid mode and then you can look at it easier, but I haven't really dicked around with it that much, but I'm going to get back into that this week, hopefully.
Okay, so rapid fire roundtable question. If you could have any if you could own any arcade machine for your home, regardless of size, practicality, price, anything, which one machine would it be? Eddie, go.
NBA Jam.
He's on fire!
I love that one.
Kathy, go.
Mortal Kombat, the original one.
Ooh. Josh, go.
Actually, one I did used to own, but I had to get it up when I moved, which was original Gauntlet cabinet,
Ooh.
which I really loved. I loved that thing. I just couldn't afford to bring it down with me.
Actually, can I change mine to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. Shot in the dark. Who thinks they know mine?
I don't know yours.
Ikaruga.
Nope.
I'm trying to think what games that you played that were arcades. Old game, Larry?
It's a toss-up, but my heart goes out to one specifically that I would just adore forever. 1992, P-Futz, Doctor Who Pinball.
Oh no, that doesn't count.
It's a fucking arcade machine. Shut up.
That's not. That's a pinball game.
If I can
It's-
find it in an arcade, it's a fucking arcade machine.
That does not count. You said an arcade game. You did not say pinball. You
All
have
right.
to choose the arcade game.
Fine, I'll give you arcade because there's an arcade machine that would totally be my runner-up, and it's still not Ikaruga, actually. It would be F-Zero AX.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Because, god damn, that thing is awesome. Full
Okay.
cockpit with, like, tilt and everything. Oh!
It's very hard to find though.
There
It
is
was
one in
very-
your area. Remember, there's one in your area.
Eddie, I gotta ask, why does the pinball machine not count as an arcade game to you?
Ooh!
Oh, easy because a pinball doesn't carry an arcade board and a chip processor that companies used to have to build from ground up inches. So it doesn't do the same thing. Because like when they made the Dreamcast,
Mhm.
that's the Naomi chipboard that was in there in the arcade games made it easier for them to transfer those games to the Dreamcast. Pinball doesn't have that. Pinball has an engineering kind of system that doesn't have a chip or anything that recognizes it.
All right. No, I'll give
No,
you that.
I
That's actually legit.
I was kind of like,
I'm just
I'm actually
curious.
with Eddie on this. I don't think
Yeah.
that pinball machines are arcade machines.
Right. If
I've heard both sides. That's why I wanted to see what. And usually people
Hmm.
just argue because, like Larry said, it's in an arcade. I never heard that side of the argument, and I knew you would have a very intelligent response to
Yeah.
that.
That's legit,
It's-
actually. I respect the shit out of that answer.
That is a very
yeah, and because the thing about it is when I was reading EGM and GamePro and stuff, and some books would talk about an arcade game and break down the chips that was in those games.
Yes.
and
They used to do that. Yep.
Okay.
right. And when they did when they did pinball, it was mostly like kind of hollow and equipment pieces and stuff, and they didn't really show how like some stuff works, but they were really focusing on the artwork and how the board is designed and
Right.
the pinball thing. So it didn't have like a graphics chip or anything in it.
Gotcha.
Now, if
No, that's a good reason.
now, if you wanna say only game that I could think of is the Pac-Man pinball game, where it is an arcade board and this pinball.
Right. But no,
There's
that's
a
good. That's good.
what is it? The I think it's the Star Wars Phantom Menace pinball machine actually has some arcade stuff going on too.
There's a lot of them now, I think, like,
Right,
especially
now,
more
but-
modern ones.
Which
Yeah.
reminds me, Eddie, do not let me forget when you're here this weekend. You and I are finally hitting up Mega Play.
Yes.
It's not Galloping Ghost, but it's as close as South Bend has. And dude, whole wall of pinball machines in the back. Oh. So we're hitting up Mega Play this weekend, along with Sushi and Barbacy. So, anyways, what have I been playing? I've been playing fuck all nothing. I'm actually getting a day to play some stuff tomorrow for a change. I am
Woo!
probably gonna crack open finally my copy of Dust for my Switch because I have intentions of actually blocking out a couple hours to just lay down and do nothing. No, I did play something. We actually, oh fuck. It's something that I bought when we were sitting around here last week. This is going to sound entirely stupid, but I had way more fun with this than I really had any right to. I actually played Clock Simulator for like,
Oh, that's
an
right. We
hour.
were talking about that. Yeah.
I played Clock Simulator for like a fucking hour. That game is way more clever than it has any fucking right to be. The whole mechanic is literally just how well can you rhythmically keep time and hit your button on the beat, every 1 second. But they cram in it's like WarioWare centered around exactly one mechanic and how many different little mini games can we make out of that one mechanic. So it's fucking clever. I'll legit say I was not upset about the $2 I spent on that. So there you go. I played Clock Simulator and actually had fun with it. I found actually there's 1 or 2 modes that I did better on if I actually closed my eyes and played than if I watched the screen. because it's literally just a matter of keeping time, which for me is just rhythmically inclined. And so if I just shut my eyes and just mentally held a beat in my head and button pressed with the beat, I was doing way better on my timing than if I was trying to watch the little cue on screen for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that's neat. Apparently my sense of rhythm is excellent. So, which to that note, weird history fact about me is in middle school, my band teacher, at one point I swung by after class and he was helping somebody with somebody, and the metronome was like on the other side of the room. He's like, Larry, count off for me. I'm like, okay. I count it. He goes, you're better than my metronome. I'm going to throw that thing and just keep you. So he looked at me. He's like, the fuck do you keep perfect time? I'm like, oh. But apparently that's a thing I do. Who knew? So, but, so yeah, I played Clock Simulator. And I went for the first time in like 20 years. I went to fucking Chuck E. Cheese's tonight and I played a bunch of like skill games because apparently Wednesdays are all you can play for like $15 an hour. And so it was my child's birthday today. She turned 3. And so I met a friend over there and we went and played with the kids. And I basically just kept scanning the card and let the child push the button and win the tickets and pull the tickets. And she had a great time. So, and then we just gave the tickets to my buddy's kids because they were all excited about it. She had no idea what the tickets were for. She was just happy that it was giving her things. She's like, cool, I got a thing. And then,
to be 3 again.
Right? Oh, legit, this child won like 800 fucking tickets tonight in an hour.
Dang, I need to take her with me to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, seriously, I fucking step out for 5 minutes for a cigarette, and Chris has Olivia. And I come back in, and he's playing this, little clown punching game thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, get this, your child. I'm like, what? Says, I swiped the card before I even had a chance to blink. She heard the noise and whacked the button and hit the fucking jackpot on it.
Wow.
200 tickets on a whack. Like, yeah.
Take her to Vegas.
Yeah,
Right?
I know. Jeez.
So,
Man.
no, she had something like that about 2 Christmases ago, I think it was. We actually did a Christmas dinner at one of the casino buffets with my family because it's actually a nice spread, And I took Olivia kind of walking around some of the offsides areas, and they've got this little arcade area for kids and everything. I took her walking around. She saw all the lights and liked to push all the buttons. And apparently somebody had left a couple of credits on a machine somewhere, took a whack at it and started spewing out fucking tickets like a madman. I'm like, what the fuck, child? So, and she gets all excited. I'm like, good on you. It's the simple things. It's just, I'll take it. So,
Merry Christmas.
So I played a bunch of Chuck E. Cheese games with my 3-year-old tonight, and she had a great time. So that's a thing I played, I guess. So, and got the super adorable picture from the photo booth. Oh, it's the best. I swear, like I said, I got that, and I kept the last token I stole out of the machine from the night, and I'm gonna get the picture framed, and I'll put the little token in the frame. I'll put it on my desk at work. So, but because I'm a fucking sap like that, who knew? Anyways. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing, which is really not much. I'm actually really excited that in the last week or so that there has not been any major like limited run special edition game announcements to break my bank. That's been a nice change of pace because there was like fucking Hollow Knight and then Messenger right behind. I'm like, God damn it! So,
you didn't have to get the physical stuff.
What do you mean didn't have to?
Right.
I'm saying you didn't have to. You have them already.
You keep forgetting who you talking to.
He ain't forgetting nothing.
I don't forget anything. I have a memory that will. Yeah, I never forget, and I will bring it up for the rest of your lives.
It's just a woman thing.
It is a female thing. Yes, it is. I will agree on that.
You enjoyed actually getting to crack into
Okay.
my special editions when you were here and get
You
hands
know,
on.
for all that I talk about and give you guys crap for the digital stuff, and I know I've said it, I'm always going off on digital. The truth is I do miss the physical copies, and like you guys say, getting that physical game and having it and just the box and everything. So if I can get physical copies of games, believe me, I do my best to, but a lot of
Well,
the stuff I want to play is only available digitally
well,
for
on
me.
PC, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to the physical. But with the Switch games, believe me, if I can get a physical copy, that's why I ordered the Hollow Knight special
Yeah.
edition. I mean, come
Yep.
on. You got
You
to.
got it.
So.
Yeah.
Amen. So, but yeah, I think there's a perfectly good place then for us to say break. Welcome back. This is the back half of the show where we get into a deep dive on a special subject, or like tonight, we're gonna jump into the fucking news desk. So with a little beep 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 beep. And for anybody that watches the video, the reason that fucking sound is there is because it gives me a place to fucking cut it out in the audio and put in the right sound behind the scenes. Ah, fuck. So, in news in the last week, Josh, you're kind of our newsman. You keep us hopping in the fucking chat. Throw me a good one.
I know you were going to ask me, but did you see that this was actually that Wolfenstein Youngblood? The release date was revealed. Did you guys read about that?
No,
Yes.
I missed
Oh.
that.
So
Go ahead,
July
Eddie.
26th is Wolfenstein Youngblood. They released the story trailer of this with some gameplay. Surprisingly though, Nintendo Switch, their copy was in front of everything else.
Yep.
So this is a game that everybody is looking forward to. And so we should see more probably at E3 at Bethesda. But yeah, July 26th. I think they announced it right after they showcase what Borderlands, and everybody hope it's Borderlands 3 is going to be shown. So like it followed that announcement followed right after the Borderlands trailer.
Right.
So yeah.
And the whole thing with Borderlands is more on it actually tomorrow. So we will get to find out very quickly what's happening there.
Yes.
Bring me more Borderlands. Bring that shit back to me. I miss Borderlands.
We've been missing it. It's good. So
You know, I need to play Borderlands 2. Like, I spent so much time with Borderlands 1 and all the fucking DLC, and I was just like, I love this too much, and it literally made it hard for me to pick up and play Borderlands 2. I have it. I literally own it and have played like 30 minutes of it. And I would still rather just go back and play off my save file on Borderlands 1.
Wow. No, Borderlands 2 is really good.
Borderlands 2 is great. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it improved upon pretty much everything that the first one did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that takes me away from playing Dust on my Switch tomorrow. Maybe it'll be Borderlands tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I've actually got a block of time tomorrow, assuming my day doesn't go completely tits up with a fucking work crisis. That might be. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's not a bad idea. Borderlands. Okay. Sorry, the thought makes me happy now. I forgot I hadn't thought about it for fucking ever, and I'm like, this pleases me. Anyways, so what else do we have in news? I'm not gonna lie. Normally, I am actually a little more on top of news and keeping up with what you're posting in the chat there, Josh. But
I know I usually am too.
this week has just been fucking batshit for me. I've barely gotten to look at anything. Can the Labo cardboard storage box be a news thing? That fucking cracked me up.
We were just talking about Labo.
The cardboard for your cardboard.
But I like it. I think it's really cool. I like it looks basic, but I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of I think people would get it and make a really cool design out of it, like artwork and stuff. So I think it's cool.
I think it's a legit way to totally sell just a little more Labo. It's goofy as shit, but it makes me smile in all the right ways for all the wrong reasons.
Dang.
Oh, hell. What else did we have in fucking news this week?
This one's not really the best thing, but EA laid off around 150 employees.
I thought it was 350.
Oh, I'm sorry, 350. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Get it
Good
straight,
job,
Josh.
EA.
Damn it.
So now they are the worst company to work for still.
Did
No,
they
I don't think so. It's just
did they dethrone Activision again? Are we? I
lot of-
know that
No,
was the next
Activision.
race.
are not in the U.S. So, but there are some that are in the U.S.
No, Activision. I think they took the reign over EA. In a sense. But
Those fucking companies, Jesus Christ! Part of me kind of wonders what would happen to the entire industry landscape if those two finally managed to fuck themselves out of existence.
I think
I actually dream about that sometimes.
well,
No, I'm serious.
I think
They're
With
getting
Act-
too big, in
I think
my
with-
opinion.
I think with Activision and EA, a lot of people are wondering who is really buying their games, and like who is this fan base? Because I think for EA, I think it's more of the PC crowd buying their games, because a lot of the console players, they have some faith in EA due to who developers game that they come out, but I don't think a lot of console players are happy buying EA products, as many complaints that have came out. But I don't know about the PC crowd if they got complaints. With Activision, we know they're just a Call of Duty fan base that people are cool with, but not many people outside of that really likes Activision. Yes, Crash and Spiral sold, but they sold mostly in Europe. They haven't reported much in America about those games.
I'm going to argue both those points, actually. EA has a huge console base because they
FIFA,
have the FIFA, fucking FIFA.
Outsells everything.
Globally is, monstrously. And then especially, too, if you get into the States,
Mhm.
FIFA still does really well in the States, but then they've also got fucking PGA, used to be Tiger, now it's whatever. Fucking Madden, and no, they lost NCAA, didn't they?
No, NCAA just stopped making football.
Just stop doing them.
Yeah, they stopped doing them.
Are they still doing NCAA for college, for basketball?
No.
They full backed out. Okay.
It was a whole thing. Yeah, there was like a big. If you read into it, there's like this whole thing about a lawsuit and all this other stuff, like players demanding money for use of their likeness and stuff like that.
I remember that now.
Yeah,
that's been a fucking hot minute, hadn't it?
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, that's been a few years.
Because why shouldn't they get paid? When the colleges are making billions of dollars off of them,
right? Fucking bank. But no, I mean they've still got their annual franchises that do really well on console, especially sports stuff.
It's the like I said, the Call of Duty fan base. Like those sports games, they do have a fan base, but it's just like when it's something that's out of sports that's been coming out of EA, there has been complaint after complaint. There has been upset. They sell well because of people having anticipation, and it's coming from that particular developer. Like Apex Legends wouldn't have done the numbers that they did if it wasn't free. Reason being is because Titanfall 2 and Titanfall didn't lead to good sales for Titanfall 2. Even when it came to both platforms. So a lot of people didn't believe in the Respawn because the stuff that people wanted from Titanfall 2, Respawn delivered, and people did not buy that, regardless if they was in between Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty, I think World War II. With that,
I would like to contend, by the way, that the golden age of EA lasted exactly 1 year, and it was during the 360 PS3 generation.
Mm-hmm.
It was the year that EA actually dove into 4 specific original IPs at the time. Was Army of Two, Mirror's Edge, Dead Space, and oh fuck, there was one more in there that I'm blanking
Is it
on.
Mass Effect? Was that the
Might have
same
been.
year?
It wasn't. It was
2007?
close, but
It was
somewhere right around
2007,
there.
right? Was
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah, but I would contend that that was absolutely the golden age of fucking EA, and it lasted exactly 1 year when all those series were brand new. And then EA went back to being shit again. But in any case, and then to contend on your Activision point, I think Activision honestly has a solid 50-50 dedicated market share split between console and PC. Like you said, console side, Call of Duty fucking keeps that machine churning out money. But I think actually on the bigger money side of it is PC for Activision, because they've got Blizzard wrapped up and they've got all of fucking Blizzard shit.
Yeah.
And that's a monstrous moneymaker for them on the PC side.
And that's why I feel like there's a lot of complaints don't come from the PC side. A lot of complaints for both companies come from console because of business decisions and how stuff is how these executives come out and just speak on it and stuff. So firing 350 people or firing 800 people, that's not a good sign of them, changing business practices when you're reporting that we made this much money, we're giving $15 million to the CEO, and you're feeding your pockets to all of these other people and who are higher up, who really don't do nothing in games. Like they don't go down and market. I mean, they're not in the meetings with the storytelling and game design and stuff like that. They're just in it for the money.
Well, yeah, it's a business for them.
It's a business.
Yeah. They don't care. I mean, look at what they did with Tony Hawk or Rock Band or anything. They'll print it until it dies, and then they'll keep printing it for another 5 years beyond that.
Yeah. But what's shocking, though, I will say, is that EA didn't get that much displeasure like Activision got. A lot of people know that, okay, the 350 people got fired, but there wasn't no EA, you're horrible, you're this and that. There wasn't nothing that I seen lately about that.
Right. Well, they did do some good things about it. They did say that they're trying to reabsorb these people back into the company, so into other positions. They didn't just, not like what happened when the 800 people from Activision left. And there wasn't very many of them in the United States. So I think a lot of people were kind of like, oh, these are just like areas they're shutting down anyway. They weren't profitable or whatnot,
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Kathy, you said you had some Fortnite news. What the hell's happening in the world of Shooty Bang Bang?
Well, they did do a patch this week, and first off, just in case if you really want to, remember the game The Floor is Lava? Apparently that's a mode in Fortnite right now, but that's not the news I'm talking about.
Why not? That's amazing news.
You should totally get on there and play it. But no, actually what it's about the World Cup that's coming up in the summer. They're actually doing something new, and it came out with the patch. First off, for you guys, I don't know how much you know about the World Cup, but it's basically held in New York. Everybody comes out.
The genitals of the entire globe.
And there's a $30 million prize if you make it all the way there. But what they're doing this year is that they're giving everybody who plays Fortnite a chance at making it to the World Cup. And it starts with starting right now with this patch. There's a mode called the Arena Battle Mode, which you can either play as a solo or a duo. And depending on how well you do, you can be invited back to play in the semifinals on the weekend, and then the finals. So semifinals on Saturday, finals on Sunday. And if you win, you have a chance at $1 million. And they're doing this for the next 10 weeks.
Wow.
And then based on how well you do, you could be given a ticket to come to New York for the World Cup finals this summer. So that is pretty exciting and a great opportunity for Fortnite to really get people who, not the normal, like big time pro players, everybody now has a chance to try to be one of these pro players. And it'll be interesting to see, because it's going to be and it's mixed playing style. So it's not just PC, not just console. It's everybody, mobile, PC, consoles. It's going to be interesting to see who takes the
How
prizes.
great would it be if
Is
a
this,
mobile player beats everybody?
And
Is this-
it wouldn't surprise me. There
I
are
know,
some really
I
good
know.
mobile players
Yeah.
who I just
The
amazes
best
me.
part-
I can't.
Is this,
somebody takes
version
the
8?
cup home playing on mobile and it's on like a fucking flip phone?
Is this version?
Somebody
8
figure out how to make that happen.
version-
Whatever.
Is it 8.02 for the patch?
Hold on. Yeah, version 8.20 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean a lot of things else have happened with the patch, but this is probably the biggest news, and the fact that for the World Cup they're getting everybody involved. I mean, that's a lot of players, so it'll be interesting. I'm gonna go in and check it out because just downloaded this morning. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I'm curious to see how busy the servers are, and with there being so many different regions, I'm wondering how
Mhm.
they're going to do it across all the different regions.
Right.
But right now anybody can play the weekly battles, and then if you do well enough, you can get invited to the weekend, and from there to the finals. And like I said, 10 weeks, 100 million, or not 100, $1 million
$1 million.
prizes. It's kind of interesting. So who knows? We might have like a 7-year-old kid taking the World Cup this year, beating out all the other big guys who normally play.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think they're doing this to bring, not say bring back the player base,
The hype.
but to bring some freshness to it.
Sure.
In a
It
sense.
is to bring freshness, because it's not, Fortnite never lost the player base. Everybody was saying Apex was going to destroy Fortnite. It hasn't.
Mhm.
If you, especially in the way to know that, especially a good indicator is if you kept an eye on Twitch. The Twitch streamers, they all for a while went over to Apex. Apex was leading in the number of viewers, and now Apex is probably about half of what they used to be, and Fortnite is back up on top again. So
Yeah.
I mean, League of Legends is always going to be number one, but Fortnite compared to Apex is losing people. It's actually becoming redundant. Their battle pass is not very good. I will admit it's definitely, it's okay, but not as fun as Fortnite. And Fortnite is changing things up again. They're starting to get their creativity back, but oh well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's it.
Well-
That's all I had.
Okay.
Eddie, you got anything you want to throw into news desk?
Yes. So, Sony did their state of play on Monday. They announced about 20 some games that's going to be coming to PlayStation VR and to PlayStation 4, and it's been mixed reactions. A lot of people have been disappointed to it's okay, but they should do better. And this kind of brings a lot of concern for E3 if Sony's going to continue the state of play. We don't know if it's going to be episode per month or they're just going to do it whenever they feel like it, like a Nintendo Direct. So I kind of want to ask you guys, do you think Nintendo set a high bar with the Direct? Even when Directs first started, Nintendo was still finding their way, but people were still tuning in and giving reactions and making predictions. And it just grew from there and evolved. Do you guys think that Nintendo has set a high bar? Because even with the state of play, Nintendo ended up getting a tweeted Nintendo Direct. I've seen it was like 4,000, and
It was
and
trending.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was trending.
So first of all, was it really PlayStation State of Play or was it PlayStation State of Pause?
Uh,
I think this is a direct result from people crying out that why you have nothing to show.
Yeah.
And people are just, they have a huge fan base. They want to see stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
they didn't show what people
Wanted
them
Right.
to show.
They want to see. They want to see Last of Us 2. They want to see, they want to see these big first-person first-party games.
Yeah.
First-party games, and it's just not gonna happen.
All they had to do was show a frickin' like 30-second trail or like little image with the game title, and they would have had everybody going nuts like Nintendo did with Metroid Prime 4.
Mhm.
I mean, look at how small, insignificant, little bitty piece stuck in the middle of a Nintendo Direct caused everybody to flip and lose their minds. Nothing done with the game. It's in development. Yeah, Larry, we know you did. But if Sony would have taken that, and even just with some of those games that they know everybody wants to say, and just put coming soon or currently in development, I think they wouldn't have had this problem. Nintendo knows what their fans want and always puts what their fans want into these Nintendo Directs and into their presentations. And that's what these companies seem to miss.
And yeah, it's just that Sony right now is in a position that they got 3 high profile games. With Days Gone being the new IP.
Yep.
Death Stranding still being a new IP, but really this is supposed to be the FU to Konami because Kojima's making it. And Ghost of Tsushima is a great looking game because it's Sucker Punch, who is really one of their greatest developers. I love Sucker Punch, like the games also. And it's they have been so quiet on those games,
right?
That
they don't need to. But here's the thing: I really feel that they don't need to say anything. They shouldn't have even done this. They should have just said, you know what? Well, when we're ready, we'll show you stuff.
Yeah.
I think those games are ready. I think they're in the process of being recorded, like doing like gameplay and getting cuts and doing edits and probably changing and fixing some things. I think I think people are getting worried is what is going to be your fall games after Days Gone. Because the thing about it is a lot of people are they're ready for Bloodborne 2. You know your audience is ready for that. They're ready. You have an audience for The Last of Us who's ready for The Last of Us 2. So you could put those high profile games out, still show some kind of gameplay, story trailer, whatever you want, and make people excited to look forward to the fall, because you kind of now Sony's in the position that they need to boast sales of PlayStation 4 and even with Pro to hit that 100 million mark to actually do another historic thing for their system. Right now, you guys might disagree with me with that. Right now, Nintendo has everything locked up all the way up to December. We don't with what they showed.
They're fucking booked.
It's crazy. And so with that in mind, everybody has everything in play on what they're going to buy and on how much they're planning to spend on, whether it's deluxe, whether it's digital or whatever. Sony's just now in the process that we should have just put some stuff out and shown you guys why it's great to be a PlayStation 4 owner and everything. And I think those 3 games people would have been looked for. I don't think Ghost of Tsushima is ready for this year. I think that's the leading game for next year. But Death Stranding, reading the story that Kojima's been playing that every day. I think that game is probably complete, and they're probably bug testing it. They need to get that out. The Last of Us 2 is such a cobbled mess. We don't know what the story is because of all the trailers that they have put out. People don't know what the game is going to be. It's not a couple mess in a bad sense. It's a couple mess that everybody know that everything that they have shown for that game doesn't connect. So we don't have no idea what we're going to get ourselves into. And that's for some people that could stop from that game being purchased, and they'll wait for reviews and talk about it. It might be a technical masterpiece, but it might be horrible in design and game.
I think people are going to buy that no matter what.
Yeah.
They're not going to worry about reviews on that game.
Yeah,
Speaking of Death Stranding, by the way, I'm calling it right now. 5 years from now, we get a news announcement that Kojima has finally just finished writing the script for that mess.
No,
you
know that's not a this gen game. There's not
a chance in hell.
No.
That's gonna be like that's not even PS5. That's like PS6.
No, Death Stranding. I think Death Stranding should be out this year.
No,
When
it's not gonna. There's
Death
no way,
Stranding is
Eddie.
totally going Duke Nukem forever.
It's. I mean, Death Stranding is. I think Death Stranding is done. If Kojima is playing the whole game over.
It's not. It's not
He's
done.
He's playing that whole
I mean,
game over
he's-
and over on a daily basis in his
I mean-
fucking head.
He's. I mean, no, he's
That's
literally
the only
playing
place
it on
it
the PlayStation.
exists.
He's actually playing it on the PlayStation 4. And I don't know if it's the whole game, but they said he's been playing it every day. So I don't know if of course the game hasn't gone gold or anything. But
Well,
they're probably
still
just
playing it just in his head because he's the type of nut job that actually got a PS4 installed in his brain.
wow. I think that game is just something that needs to be out by at least by this winter, because if Sony doesn't have anything out and they're going to do the state of play throughout the year, they can't depend on just showing PSVR games and small little indie games. They're going to have to balance on something that's going to make people want to watch these, who going to make them want to be doing prediction shows, who are going to be looking forward to whatever they release. Now, don't get me wrong, Sony is set up to the summer with Concrete Genie, I think, coming out in the fall. I think that's the only game that's like way in the past. I mean, in the future, then plus Iron Man VR whenever that comes out. But a lot of people looked at this and a lot of Sony fans who own that system are not having confidence in what they're going to be purchasing for their system for the year. They're going to have third party and stuff. Sorry about that. But a lot of people are planning to buy stuff on Nintendo consoles. And even some Microsoft stuff, depending on what Microsoft shows at E3, or what Microsoft does with Inside Xbox throughout the year, a lot of people are planning console-wise, are planning to do a lot of stuff on other consoles. And Sony needs people to buy stuff on their console to have a continuous flow on their platform. Go ahead, Kathleen.
You know, all I was going to say is you're going back to your original with the whole Nintendo and Sony, you know, with Nintendo being strong.
Mhm.
I'm going to call it right now. This is what Sony's, remember when Nintendo started to decline. I think we had a lot of the same issues with Nintendo back during the GameCube era, right at the end of after the 64 in the GameCube era with their console, and until the Wii came out, we had a lot of these same discussions. They did not have there was not a lot of confidence in them, and everybody was looking at Sony and Microsoft as the big giants. And I think we're now seeing the decline of Sony a little bit. Now Nintendo's coming back to the forefront. Microsoft is kind of hanging out in the middle because they're not great, but they're not horrible either, and they know how to kind of play both sides of the fence. And so Sony's just either going to we're going to see Sony rebrand themselves here. I think it's going to take a couple of years, but I expect once the PlayStation 5 comes out, we're going to see them come up. But it doesn't surprise me that they're faltering a little bit now. And I don't think we're going to see as much hype. And I think, again, people will buy the games just like they did for the GameCube. Everybody bought the games, but Nintendo went through this same kind of like growing up phase, kind of like they're hitting that midlife crisis, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. But you know, it's just, for what it's worth, Sony has to get their shit together. They're trying to find themselves, and they're just having a hard time finding that right balance of what's going to make people excited to see what they've got going on. Yes, they have great games coming out, but they're not advertising it and they're not presenting it in the way that is catching everybody's eyes. So they're playing to the hardcore gamers. They're not playing to the casual gamers. That's Sony's problem. They're being elitist and looking at those hardcore gamers who will always come and be a part of will always buy and are loyal to their brand.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Nintendo did. Nintendo focused on their hardcore gamers for a while and kind of lost the casual gamers in a way and didn't promote the casual gaming side until the Wii. That's what Sony's doing right now. They're pushing their hardcore fan base, not their casual. If they can start hitting the casual gamers, they'll start increasing their profits, and I think they'll do better with their presentations. But that's where we're going with that.
So I mean, their state of play, I feel like it's a good start. I think
Hmm.
things could be better. They need time to improve. They need
Yeah.
to have people react to them being disappointed and giving them this kind of whatever feedback that Sony wants to take
But
it.
will Sony listen? And that's what happened with Nintendo. Nintendo really didn't listen right away. It took them a few years before they started listening and decided what was going to work. Sony's kind of in that same, they're the top dog right now in many ways. Are they going to listen? I don't think so. They're too big for their britches, and they're kind of going la 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 la. We don't care what you think. We're going to do what we want. It'll be interesting to see the next time they do a state of play. Did they improve or not? And I don't
Right.
think they will right away. I think it's going to take a couple. They're going to just look at this as, it was new. Nobody cares. So we'll see. The problem is when those big games do come out as an announcement, will people be really listening?
Yeah.
It literally depends on how, and right now at this point it depends on what Microsoft and Nintendo does, because Microsoft is way in a good spotlight because of Nintendo, definitely with Cuphead.
Well,
Who
and their
would have
collaboration. I mean,
Their
they
colla-
collaborated on when the whole Minecraft came
Yeah.
to the Switch or to the Wii U, and Microsoft. I mean, there was that whole thing. Sony's like, we're not going to allow cross-platform. Microsoft's like, hell, come on, Nintendo. They saw the opportunity. So again, Sony's just thinking they're too big for, they're better than everybody else. Nintendo had that same attitude back in the day when they were the top dogs. And then it kind of hit them for a little bit. Now they're back on top. Sony should pay attention to what Nintendo did.
So, I think the last but not least, Sony is pulling all additional sales cards for their games from all retail. So the only way that you could buy a game digitally is through PSN on the system. I think then it was follow up with a report that they're looking into where you could give people games from their wish list and stuff. But if you go to GameStop, there won't be no card there for you to buy that game. And this is for first and third. So
they must be having trouble with people using that system to buy.
Well, they said it was a code thing that prints out, and then when people sometimes put that code in, like from GameStop, they put that code in. The code would say that it's already been used, and they just like brought the game that just came out on the day. It's very weird.
That's very weird because I've never had an issue with any of my Switch games.
I wonder if somebody figured out a code generator.
Yeah. Ooh, that's probably what
like
it is.
that.
So probably not. Yeah. That makes sense.
So they're just like stopping all the full game codes, saying, you're done.
I don't know how successful those digital card games were, because
I bought them all the time.
The cards.
Yeah, the cards. I've done it for a lot.
But
of
you're buying money. I think you still can buy money, right?
Yeah, you can still.
You can still buy the money. No, I'm not talking about the money cards. I'm talking about actual game. That's how
Oh,
we
the
got
game
a lot
cards.
of the game
Okay.
cards. Like that's how we got Just Shapes and Beats. Actually, there's a game card for it.
Right.
Download code. I've bought those before, and no problems.
I don't think it's a loss to Sony or anybody. I think a lot of people who already purchased a game digitally already did it through the system.
I think
plus,
so. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes with some PSN owners, if they have Plus, they get like a 10% discount. So and the cards never go on sale. I'm assuming. I believe.
Yeah, almost never do.
Yeah, you'll never see those cards in store on sale, which fucking baffles me because when it goes on sale on the digital shop and you're in the store, you're like, are you fucking sure about this?
Right.
That's why it's always better just to get the money card, the points, and download the points to the shop and do it that way. Those are the best ways.
Yeah.
I won't lie, that's one of the few things that makes me kind of jealous about, everybody that's all digital, because fuck, you get everything cheaper because they do so many fucking sales all the time.
Yeah, but I think you're limited by space where physical, not to get into the debate or anything. Physical, you could buy as much as you want, depending on how much space you got in your house.
Oh, okay.
compared
Because I
to
was gonna
space.
say you can't use space on your console because your console will run out of
Yeah.
save space, and you
Yeah.
can't use that argument that physical copies don't take up as much on the digital.
Space. Yeah. But I'm just I'm just saying that space as in like the space that you have in your house for that you can.
Mhm.
Someone's celebrating. Yes.
What are we excited about?
I'll tell you as soon as Eddie's done.
But there hasn't been a bad reaction to it. So yeah, I think that'll probably be the last of news. Kathleen?
Let's wrap that there, and let's hear Kathy's good news.
Oh, sorry. Elder Scrolls Blades for my mobile finally is available to play. They just I
Nice.
just got that note. Sorry, it just popped up. It's in the App Store
Download
apparently.
App Store.
The download. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited.
Now the
Like,
big question is, when do we finally get Elder Scrolls available on our smart fridge?
fucking shit, you gotta be kidding me. Is it ready?
Hmm.
Please do not tell me that you fucked
All
me
right.
up. Okay,
Or in
sorry.
your Tesla.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry, we're still recording. Sorry.
Let's wrap there though. That's actually a really good place to leave off here. So I want to thank all my partners in crime: Eddie V, Josh LeGrew, Kathy the Stream Master, and I am, of course, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Want to say thank you to everybody listening and joining in on with us this month as we celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the show this month. A big, huge, sappy fucking thank you to Eddie for sticking it out with me for all 3 years. You and I are the only remaining members of the original crew of the show, and we're in talks to try and drag Eddie or Adrian and Tony back for at least an episode, and we're gonna see if maybe we can fucking harangue Corey into that shit too, just to try and get everybody across the generations of this show all together in one place for fun. But so thank you to everybody that's that listens, that's been listening to the beginning, anybody that's just recently joined us or anything in between. It's been a delightful 3 years, and we're looking forward to the next 3. And I'm looking forward to some things that we're working on, aiming for this summer and beyond over the next year for the show as well. So we're hoping to see some nice some big things are kind of working slowly in the background that I'm really excited about. So that's a thing. I'm done being fucking enough of this sappy shit. Let's wrap this crap up. You can, of course, always find us at our home on Podbean at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. Google Play Music, iTunes, Spotify. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and then beat the notification button like a redheaded stepchild. Make sure you follow us on Twitch as well, so you can check out all the fun stuff that Kathy's rocking out on Twitch. Which reminds me, quick news hit, by the way, as well as some things that are probably going to be coming up on our Twitch here real soon. The Witness is showing up free on the Epic Game Store here, coming real quick. And so with that happening, you can expect to see Kathy running The Witness blind on our Twitch channel in the coming weeks, which I'm super excited about. And Kathy and I have kind of been talking about maybe playing with a new format for that as well, something to dink around with, which I'm really kind of excited about. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be blindfolded.
Right. Actually,
and everybody's gonna be yelling at me, go to the right, go to the left. No, your other left.
There's part of that game where wearing a blindfold would actually help you.
Don't give anything away. I don't want to know.
I won't. I'm not. But in any case, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Yeah, I think that wraps it all up. We're good there. Easiest way to get in touch with us, shoot us a message on the Facebook page or drop us a line on the Twitters there at World1_1 podcast. Other than that, let's call it a night, motherfuckers. Chuck Norris, action pants!
Wow. And everybody, we'll see you next time on World 1 podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace!
That's on the level of Japanese and some Americans who do it when they're by like Gundam models. On how creative they are.